This case started off with 8 stay-away protective orders being issued against a journalist with a camera to protect government officials and law enforcement officers. It's absolutely insane. Now, the judge and district attorney are having secret meetings behind closed doors in order to violate my constitutional rights. What is this country coming to? Where's the accountability? Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Today, I'm going to be giving you some updates on my Nassau County court case. There was a court date yesterday, November 13th, so stay tuned. I also have some shocking information that I wanted to share with each and every single one of you and an upcoming announcement, so stay tuned to the end of this live. Make sure you're hitting the like button and sharing this live. It really helps, and I appreciate it. So yesterday, I had court. My attorney and I, Jacob Uriel, went into court, and we were there to show cause regarding a protective order. So what happened was, let me make myself bigger while I'm talking here. What happened was is that this district attorney, Dana Grossblatt, she is the bureau chief of the district attorney's office in Nassau County. She applied to the court, Judge Karen Maroney, who I'll refer to as Judge Karen just for short purposes, for it's very will be consistent and very short. But she applied for a protective order in order for me to stop, in order for me not to be able to share the information with you. As most of you know already, there were 8 stay-away protective orders issued by Judge Samet in the case when on the first court date during my arraignment, to protect people from a journalist with a camera, to protect government officials and law enforcement officers, if you can believe that. And the reasoning is because one of you, apparently, which I believe one of the Nassau County government officials, somebody put in the comment section, wrote in the comment section somebody's private residence information. Again, I don't condone that. I don't condone any threats, harassment, or doxing of government officials or anyone whatsoever. Don't do it. It's not what I condone. I condone peacefully petitioning your grievances to your government, which is your First Amendment right. Full stop. But let me get into it. So Dana Grossblatt, the bureau chief of the district attorney's office, applied for a protective order, not against the person, but the discovery. And for those of you who do not know, discovery is the evidence that the government is going to use against you at trial. Every defendant is entitled to the discovery. They applied for a protective order saying that I cannot physically have in my hands the discovery. I cannot upload it. I cannot even have it in my possession. After a court hearing, I'll get the transcripts and we'll read them here live if you want. After a court hearing, my lawyer made great points that, I have a right to have the discovery. I have a First Amendment right of freedom of press to share that information with each and every one of you. But apparently, they don't want you guys knowing. They don't want the public. They hate transparency in Nassau County, and they don't want the public knowing what evidence they're going to use against me. They don't want the public seeing the body camera footage. I can't show you body camera footage. I can't show you documents, public documents. I cannot show you because Judge Karen issued a protective order for those documents. So she granted the district attorney's request for a protective order. Now, in order for me to even see the documents and prepare my defense, I have to go to my lawyer's office, which he doesn't even have an office. So I have to go meet with my lawyer in a public place to go look at body camera footage on a laptop and to go look at documents. I can't take pictures of the documents. My lawyer isn't even allowed to upload the documents to his server. My lawyer does everything electronically. He's not even allowed to upload them to his server. Everything has to be in paper form, attorney's eyes only. He can only hold the documents in his possession. He can show them to me during a meeting. My lawyer is from Brooklyn. He's a former Brooklyn district attorney. He cannot. I have to drive 2.5 hours away to go look at the discovery, to go look at the body camera footage, and I cannot share it with each and every one of you. Why? Because I believe that the Nassau County government is commenting people's home addresses in the live chat and in the comment section in order to get me to look bad. No one's threatening anyone, but they're commenting public addresses. Again, don't condone that. But how do we know it's not the Nassau County government doing it themselves? They can create a YouTube channel. Anybody can create a YouTube channel, a YouTube account, and comment on my videos. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this protective order hearing was done in secrecy, ladies and gentlemen. The judge Karen removed myself and my attorney to have an ex parte hearing with the district attorney, Dana Grossblatt. That is what happened. We were literally locked out of the courtroom, literally, and there's a little window. There's a window, right, in the courtroom. They covered the window. So we couldn't even look in. I wasn't planning on it, but I thought it was strange that they covered the window and the court officer locked the door, and they had an ex parte hearing about these discovery documents. What could be so secretive that I can't share it with each and every one of you? What are they trying to hide? This is getting out of control. This is a kangaroo court. This is corruption and tyranny, plain and simple. Again, this is something that I'm dealing with here, and I already know the outcome of this case. What's it going to be? Because they're showing their cards. This is a kangaroo court. They're going to find me guilty. I'm going to have to win this on an appeal. There is no way I'm going to get a fair trial here. Judge Karen and Dana Grossblatt, bureau chief, are working together in order to deprive me of my constitutional rights, my First Amendment right of freedom of press, of reporting things to you. 3 years I had this channel active. Long Island Audit Inc. I've had multiple social media outlets. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube right now, but I also have an X account, an Instagram. I have all types of social media. Not once have I ever advocated for violence, have ever doxed anybody's personal address. Never once. But now all of a sudden, can you believe that Dana Grossblatt, the bureau chief, can you believe that she showed up to court with screenshots? Because remember last time when the protective orders were issued, the stay away protective orders against law enforcement and against government officials, all because I'm asking questions and taking pictures and video, exercising my rights. Remember I said on the live stream, they said that people are commenting somebody's address, but they didn't bring any screenshots. So what Dana did, she's probably watching right now. So Dana, shout out to you. Make sure if you're watching, just hit the like button and share the live. Many people could see this as possible, but she was watching my last live stream. She said this in open court, and she took a screenshot conveniently of somebody. I've seen the screenshot. I can't show it to you guys, but she had a screenshot of somebody commenting a random address. And she said that address was Judge Samet's address. And somehow, because somebody, again, my suspicions are, couldn't even been Dana herself. Dana could have been watching it, and let me just type in an address right now. Oh, popped up on the live chat. Right now when I'm talking, I'm not looking at the live chat. So anybody could do whatever they want. I don't condone it, and I can't see it to even moderate it. But she probably typed, again, this is my belief, that she typed in the Judge Samet's address or any random address. I don't know if that address was even Judge Samet's address. And then, screenshot, let me give this to Judge Karen. So that way we can deprive Mr. Reyes of his rights even more. Because we don't like Mr. Reyes. We don't like the questions he's asking. We don't like that he went to the police commissioner's house to ask tough questions. We don't like that he's investigating asset forfeiture. We don't like any of it. So in order to silence me and to keep me from bringing this information of matters of public interest to you, to we the people, they got a protective order. It's sad because I knew the whole time that Judge Karen was going to grant this protective order. My lawyer made great points, and again, I'll get the transcripts, but he made great points about, it doesn't matter if you don't like Mr. Reyes. It doesn't matter if the district attorney doesn't like Mr. Reyes, if the judge doesn't like what Mr. Reyes is doing. His actions are lawful and constitutionally protected. What world do we want to live in where the government can just silence someone based on a comment section? Would they silence ABC News, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, because somebody on Fox News's comment section wrote something to dox someone? No, they would not. But they're doing it to me because I'm an independent journalist. I'm independent media. I don't serve anyone. I serve the people. I have no allegiances towards parties, towards agendas. My agenda is transparency and accountability with our government, and this is what they're trying to prevent. So now let's take a look together. I want to share with each and every one of you This is Dana Grossblatt. This is an old photo of her. She does not look like this anymore. This is a photo of her when she was a lot younger. But she is the bureau chief. You could see here, bureau chief. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. As you can see, she's the bureau chief of the district court, Nassau County District Attorney's Office. So if we go down here just to look at her, I found out a lot of interesting things about Dana Grossblatt. And again, she was watching my last live stream. I hope she's watching again. Like I said, hit the like button. This is nothing personal, Dana. You, I believe, are a corrupt and tyrannical government official. You've proven that to me. You're so nasty in court. The way you talk, the way you treat my attorney, the way you treat me, the way you're talking about me and my motives, you know, you deserve to be exposed. But whatever. So she's the bureau chief. She's been practicing law for 32 years. How does she start? Right here. She is a bureau chief. That is a pretty high level position in a district attorney's office. And she started in May of 2022. So she's been there for a year and 7 months, and somehow she's a bureau chief. I mean, I guess it must be her experience as a criminal defense attorney. What was she doing as a criminal defense attorney? Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. I found out that Dana Grossblatt, the woman, the bureau chief, a district attorney who is vigorously and viciously prosecuting me on a criminal trespass B misdemeanor for taking pictures and video and asking questions of my government. When she was a criminal defense attorney not too long ago, Dana, you were representing self-proclaimed MS-13 gang members who admitted publicly to unaliving someone. So this self-proclaimed MS-13 gang member, self-proclaimed, he confessed to unaliving a witness, and Dana, the bureau chief of the Nassau County District Attorney's Office, represented him. Let's hear what she had to say about that.
It reviews some paperwork, not all of it. In my opinion, based upon what I've reviewed so far, I think that the police were under an incredible pressure to make an arrest and make it fast. And in doing so, I believe that they cut corners and that they have the wrong person.
So the police cut corners, Dana. The Nassau County Police, the same police that you now are, you have their back. So they cut corners and they were under pressure to make an arrest quickly, kind of like they arrested me quickly, right? And got a warrant for my arrest that you assisted him with, a warrant for my arrest to come to my home, intimidate my family. That's what you did. But look, just
my client has indicated to me that he wasn't involved, and he wasn't involved in either any of the assaults or the charge of murder. I haven't seen any such admission. I've been given some videotapes. I'm going to review it, but as you know, as well as I do, what prosecutors often say is admission is not actually an admission. And I have to see whether or not my client understood Miranda, whether or not he was coerced, whether or not, you know, there's a thousand different things that an attorney has to take into consideration to make a determination of whether or not this was actually a voluntary statement, if it was an admission at all. There is a hearing that needs to be held, mandatory, based upon the raise the age law, to make a determination of whether or not the case is going to be removed to family court, which certainly would be my preference. The prosecution has to set forth the allegations, the proof that they have against my client, and the judge has to hear any applications made on.
Okay, did you hear her? The district attorney's office often says one thing, that it's an admission, and it's not. So you're basically just saying, just a couple of years ago, you're basically just saying that the district attorney's office lies. And now you are the bureau chief of said district attorney's office. So not only does Dana Grossblatt like to represent confirmed MS-13 murderers, she self-confessed murderers, they confessed. And again, she's seen in this video condemning the police department, condemning the district attorney's office. And this happened in 2020. In 2020. So just 2 years later, this woman is now one of the head honchos in the district attorney's office, now prosecuting me, you know, being very disrespectful to me, to my attorney, you know, getting protective orders against government officials, law enforcement, stay away protective orders when she knows they're not necessary, protective orders to protect the discovery, the public evidence, the body camera footage, so I can't show them to you. I wonder why that is. Oh, wait. Who else does she doesn't only just represent gang member murderers, she also represents teachers who have SA'd, I'm not going to say the word, SA'd 10-year-old children, girls. She's represented a man arrested for SAing, look it up if you don't know what SAing means, a pedophile. She represents pedophiles and murderers, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Dana did before she got on her high horse and started representing and started prosecuting criminal trespass be misdemeanors to the fullest extent of the law, and vigorously and viciously as she is. Can you believe that? How disgusting. How disgusting. As a criminal defense attorney, you can choose your cases, and she chose to represent the lowest scum on the earth. That's what she chose. And now she wants to sit on her high horse and think that, she says, oh, Mr. Reyes makes a ton of money doing this. He's not doing this for the right reasons. Did you not just see my win in federal court? Dana Grossblatt, did you not just see that? Where I took something to federal court and made change in New York City? Did you not see that? You don't know about anything about me. I know a little bit about you, and we know a little bit about you now that we've looked into you. You like the camera. Let's see what one of your former clients has to say about you. A 1-star rating on Avo. She defended me for a few years back. She just couldn't do anything right. Couldn't help me. I asked her to file motions and nothing. Just wanted to cop out and be done with me. She didn't believe in me. When you have an attorney like that, you can never win with her attitude. Her attitude was nasty, which I can attest to. She has a nasty attitude. Again, not personal. This is just your government official. You're a public servant. And I think your behavior is abhorrent and disgusting and tyrannical and corrupt. My personal beliefs, Dana, not personal. Her attitude was nasty, and I just couldn't believe how she even became an attorney. She didn't allow me to fire her, so I ended up getting a new lawyer and got better results. Dana Lynn Grossblatt, criminal defense attorney in Jericho, now bureau chief. Within less than a year, a little over a year and a half, she becomes the bureau chief. A criminal defense attorney that represented the lowest of the low, pedophiles and murderers and MS-13 gang members. Now she's going to sit there and judge me for exercising my constitutional rights and viciously and vigorously try and prosecute me and keep information from the people. That's what she's going to do. Absolutely disgusting, her behavior here. So again, this is her right here. These are all the news articles, all public information. I didn't do any secret, secret work. She was a principal law clerk, 2019 practitioner of the year, criminal defense attorney, president. I just don't understand. I'm going to look into did she just get hired as a bureau chief? I got to do some FOIL requests now. Did she just get hired as a bureau chief, or did she work her way up in the last year and a half to become a bureau chief? Because I don't understand. I mean, I know she was a district attorney in Brooklyn, but what connections could she possibly have to get this? Oh, I want to show you guys another thing. All right, so just so you know, this is the judge right here, Judge Karen. I'm not calling her a Karen. That's not what I'm trying to do here. That is her name, Judge Karen. That is her name. Again, not disparaging the judge, nothing personal against the judge. Again, she's made her intentions clear to me. A lot of people might say, well, why would you criticize the judge? And my answer to that would be, why wouldn't I? This is America. This is the United States of America. We have the right to criticize judges. We have the obligation, I would argue, to criticize judges. If by me criticizing a judge, I'm putting my freedom at stake and my life in danger, that's more telling about the judge than it is about me, right? I should be able to freely criticize a judge who thinks that stay away protective orders against government officials and law enforcement for me doing absolutely nothing violent or harassing are reasonable. A judge entering into a protective order, we agreed to have the orders, to have the discovery redacted for any potential private information, addresses, date of births. And we tried to be reasonable. And this judge, Judge Karen, didn't want to be reasonable at all. Neither did the district attorney, Dana Grossblatt. None of them want it to be reasonable, ladies and gentlemen. They want to make it so that way I can't share any of this information with you. Well, I can talk about it, so I'm going to go look at the information when they finally give it to the discovery, when they give it to my lawyer, and I'm going to talk about it. And eventually you will all be able to see the discovery one day once this order is protected, this protective order is lifted. We're thinking about appealing her decision, but again, we're just trying to get this case moved on, and let's get to the trial. Let's whatever happens, and Judge Karen is going to do whatever she wants to do. Again, if I get punished or if she finds me guilty because I'm criticizing her, that speaks more to her character than it does to mine. I am respectfully criticizing government officials, and a judge is a government official. And again, I've praised judges in the past. I've praised judges. When you do right, you do right. When you do wrong, and I believe this judge is doing wrong, I believe she's part of their little Nassau County elective, their little electoral clique. The way that they, the politics in Nassau County is disgusting. Psycho Ryder, Bruce Blakeman, the county executive. I believe they're all in cahoots, because there was supposed to be a different judge. There was a different judge doing arraignments, and they brought Judge Karen down to do my case specifically. That's when I really knew the fix was in. I knew she was going to be this way. But again, I would argue that criticizing government officials is an obligation. Another tidbit about Dana Grossblatt right here, if you guys want to take a look here, she ran for district court judge. See that? Vote Democrat. Vote Dana Grossblatt. I guess that rhymes. She ran for district court judge and lost. Thank God. Thank God. Now that I know this woman aspires to be a judge, I am going to make it my mission to get this information out there. If I ever see her on an election ticket to become a judge, I am going to campaign against her with everything I have in me to let the Nassau County residents know, no way should you vote for Dana Grossblatt to be a judge. What a scary world that would be. It's bad enough we got Judge Karen, who's putting out protective orders that have no basis in reasonableness or law. None. I'm a journalist. Imagine this happening to any journalist out there from Fox News, MSNBC, ABC, CNN, whatever outlet you imagine Judge Karen putting a protective order on the evidence in their trial. Imagine Judge Karen putting stay away order protections against a journalist for government officials. That's tyranny, ladies and gentlemen. It's corruption. It's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. You know what it was to leave the court yesterday and to feel like, wow, this is the country I live in. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It inspires me, because I know, and it motivates me, because I know that this is what's happening in our country, and I'm going to keep on fighting against it, whether it's in New York City, Nassau County, my county of Suffolk, any counties across or states across the country. I'm going to fight against it, because I know that you guys have my back. And this behavior by Judge Karen, this, Dana Grossblatt from the district attorney's office, again, how do you become the bureau chief? You've only been there for over a year and a half. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going to say this again, ladies and gentlemen, do not, because I guarantee you, she said it in court. Mr. Reyes is going to be talking about this case this week. The next day, yeah, we had court yesterday. I was in court yesterday from 10 o'clock in the morning all the way until almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because we had to go back and forth. My lawyer, Jacob Uriel, it's not his fault, ladies and gentlemen. He's been doing great. He's doing the best he can. The deck is stacked against us. There's nothing we can really do. He can make all these great points and legal arguments and saying that, this is not reasonable, Judge. You're depriving my client of his rights, of his constitutional right of freedom of press. And if a judge goes rogue and just doesn't care, there's not much we can do. She doesn't care about Judge Karen doesn't care about my constitutional rights, obviously. All I want to do is report on what's going on in Nassau County. I don't only report on this, I report on other things as well. But to try and silence me and to keep the evidence from we the people, it's really telling. It truly is telling. And I hope that they understand that I will never, 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 never stop investigating Police Commissioner Psycho Ryder. I will never stop going to these public meetings by the legislator. I will never stop criticizing and voicing my opinion on judges, district attorneys. I'm not scared of anyone. At the end of the day, no person puts fear in my heart. I believe that there is a God, and I believe that there is no way that, evil, and this is what I believe is against me. These people are evil. There is no way that I should be scared of people that I pay. We pay them, and we're supposed to be scared of law enforcement. We're supposed to be scared of judges. Oh, Your Honor, there's nothing honorable about Judge Karen. That's my opinion. Again, and if she wants to punish me for saying so, I'm not cursing at her. I'm not yelling profanities in her courtroom. I'm respectful in the court. I remain silent. I told her, have a great day. I'm not disrespectful towards her in any way. None whatsoever. All I'm trying to do is hold our government officials accountable. And if criticizing a judge and criticizing a district attorney, again, I'm sure my lawyer is probably like, at the end of the day, he supports my freedom of speech. But again, it's probably, and it's probably any lawyer, not just my lawyer, any lawyer probably say, you shouldn't talk about the judge. You shouldn't criticize a judge that's handling your case. Shouldn't criticize the district attorney. Any lawyer would probably say that, right? But I think that's so wrong. That's so misguided. So, separate from the country that I want to live in. The country that my children live in, that your children live in, that we live in, that we should be able to criticize the government, judges. If you don't have thick skin, you shouldn't be a judge. If you don't want me to criticize you, maybe don't do things that would cause criticism. Dana Grossblatt right here. If you don't want me to criticize you, don't try and silence me from bringing information to the people. Don't try and keep me away from law enforcement officers and government officials to silence me on my story. Don't do things that warrant these criticisms. Don't issue protective orders for no reason. I'm not a danger to anyone. I'm not a danger to Dana. I'm not a danger to Judge Karen. I'm not a danger to law enforcement. I work with law enforcement. I'm here to bring the people together, not tear them apart. But that's what they're doing. They're tearing it apart. So I sit here and I criticize and I tell the truth and I say what's going on, and I'm the bad guy. So they plant people in my live chat to put addresses of different government officials. And I'm sure they put somebody in this live chat and Dana's right there with her, her screenshot ready. I'm sure that she could listen how crazy it is. She could just type in the address right now, screenshot it, bring it to the judge. Oh, Mr. Reyes, he's a bad guy. He's trying to harass people, right? Even though I have nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with what people comment in my comment section. Again, for the last time, I condemn people who harass or threaten anyone. That's not the way to go about it. Not the way to go about it, ladies and gentlemen. I truly appreciate your support. I get a little bit animated. I'm sorry. I don't mean to, come off at any type of aggressive or anything. I'm just passionate about what I'm talking about here. This is my freedom we're talking about, and the writing is on the wall. Judge Karen is going to find me guilty. She's probably going to sentence me to jail, into incarceration. That's just the way it is. But anybody else on a B misdemeanor, even if they did get found guilty, they wouldn't go to jail. But I would, because that's just the way Nassau County is going about it. That's the way Nassau County, Dana Grossblatt, and Donnelly, who is Dana's boss, this is what they're talking about. And it wasn't just 2 years ago that Dana, 3 years ago, that Dana here was criticizing, representing MS-13 gang members and murderers and pedophiles. And then now she's trying to prosecute a man for asking questions, a journalist for asking questions. Congratulations. It's absolutely sick. We got to do better as a country. We, the people, again, stay peaceful, please. Anything that you say, you have your First Amendment right to say whatever you want, and I will respect that, and I will, support you. But at the end of the day, these people aren't playing by the rules. They're not playing within the bounds of the law, the Constitution. Anything you say will be used against me. Think about that. Miranda rights, anything that you say, meaning me, can be used against me. No. Anything anyone says can be used against me in Judge Karen's court. And that's just the way it is. It's absolutely sick. It blows my mind. Anyways, guys, listen, stay tuned. In the next coming weeks, very, very soon, Lackluster and I have a huge game-changing announcement that will help policing and the public. Can't get into specifics yet, but please stay tuned to both of our channels. Make sure you have notifications turned on. It's going to be huge. It's going to change the game. It's going to revolutionize police interactions. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Stay peaceful. Long Island Audit. Peace.